Hello, I'm Nikki Newman. This is my official YouTube channel. Please subscribe and support us.
The Young and the Restless Spoilers. Welcome back to the channel. Everyone, today is an absolutely beautiful day, but things in Genoa City and Las Vegas are getting darker by the minute. Grab a snack and a drink, because we have a massive update to discuss today. I cannot breathe. Did you guys just watch what I watched? Because I am literally shaking at my keyboard right now, typing furiously into the night because I need to get this out of my system before I explode. I mean, we all knew Adam Newman had a dark side. We all knew that the spider persona was never truly gone, just buried under a few layers of expensive suits and Chelsea's constant nagging. But what Adam just did to Matt Clark is on a completely different level of unhinged, and I am half cheering and half horrified. Let me just start by saying that Matt Clark absolutely 100% brought this upon himself. I have been watching this show for years, and I have seen a lot of villains come and go. I've seen corporate takeovers, I've seen kidnappings, I've seen people faking their own deaths. But Matt Clark's recent reign of terror against the Newman family has been so deeply personal, so sadistic, that you just knew someone was going to have to cross a major line to stop him. And who better to cross that line than Adam Newman? But wait, I am getting ahead of myself. Let's back up and set the scene because the tension leading up to this moment was unbearable. So we have Nick Newman, the golden boy, the moral compass of the family, currently lying on the filthy floor of a Las Vegas storage room. He is pumped full of fentanyl and cocaine because Matt Clark is a sick, twisted individual who wants to destroy Nick from the inside out. Matt didn't just want to kill Nick. He wanted to humiliate him. He wanted to turn him into an addict. He wanted to strip away everything that makes Nick Newman who he is. And then, just to add the cherry on top of this messed up Sunday, Matt hits Adam over the head with a fire extinguisher and locks the two brothers in that room to die. I was screaming at my screen, because how many times are the Newmans going to let this guy get the upper hand? And then Adam wakes up. You could see the exact moment the switch flipped in his brain. He looks at Nick, his brother, who is practically dying on the floor. Now, we all know Adam and Nick have a history that is messier than a soap opera wedding. They have fought over women. They have fought over their father's company. They have literally tried to destroy each other in the past. But at the end of the day, they are brothers. And when Adam saw Nick lying there, gasping for air, something inside Adam just snapped. The Adam who was trying to be a better man for Chelsea. Gone, the Adam who wanted to play by the rules, dead. Enter Sienna Bacall. Okay, can we talk about Sienna for a second? Because I did not see this coming. Sienna is the one person who knows Matt better than anyone. She knows his secrets, she knows his moves, and most importantly, she knows his weaknesses. I don't know what exactly pushed Sienna over the edge. Maybe she finally realized that Matt is a rabid dog who is going to get them all killed. Or maybe she just has a shred of humanity left in her. But she comes to Adam. She seeks him out in this moment of pure, desperate chaos. And she drops the biggest bomb in the history of Las Vegas. Matt Clark has a family. Matt Clark has an 8-year-old daughter. I literally paused the episode and just stared at the wall for a solid 5 minutes when she said that Matt Clark is a father. The guy who is currently torturing Nick Newman with hard drugs. The guy who smiled while telling Chelsea that Nick was dead. Has a little girl at home. It makes my stomach turn, but from a storytelling perspective, it is absolute genius. Because every villain needs a weak spot. Every monster has something they care about. And for Matt, it's this 8-year-old girl. But if you thought Adam was going to take this information and use it to negotiate peacefully, you haven't been paying attention to who Adam Newman really is. The look on Adam's face when Sienna told him about the daughter. I mean, Mark Grossman deserves an Emmy just for that micro-expression. It wasn't just relief, it was joy. It was this sick, twisted, predatory joy. He didn't look like a hero who just found a way to save his brother. He looked like the devil who just found a soul to steal. Adam immediately demands that Sienna take him to where this little girl is. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't think about the moral implications. He doesn't think about the fact that he is about to traumatize an innocent 8-year-old child. All he cares about is leverage. He wants Sienna to take him to the kids so he can lock her up. I know some people are loving this, but personally, I am so conflicted. On one hand, YES destroy Matt Clark, make him suffer. Make him feel the exact same terror that he is making Sharon, Noah, and the rest of the Newmans feel right now. But on the other hand, it's an 8-year-old girl. Remember when Adam accidentally hit Delia with his car? Remember the absolute hell that unleashed on his soul, on Billy, on Chloe, on the entire town of Genoa City? Adam knows what it means to lose a child. He knows the pain of losing Ava with Sally. He knows that children should be off limits. But he is so consumed by rage, so desperate to save Nick and get revenge on Matt, that he is willing to become the exact thing he hates. He is willing to become a monster. So Adam and Sienna go and get the kid. They actually do it. They kidnap Matt Clark's 8-year-old daughter. I am still trying to wrap my head around the logistics of this, but the show moves so fast that you just have to go with it. They take this little girl, they lock her away, and then Adam makes the phone call. This phone call, you guys, this phone call. Adam dials the number, and you can practically feel the ice radiating off the screen. He doesn't start with a greeting. He doesn't try to play games. He just goes straight for the jugular. He screams into the phone, his voice shaking with this terrifying mix of fury and dominance. If you don't come here, your daughter dies. I got chills, literal chills. The way Adam delivered that line was so raw, so completely devoid of empathy. He wasn't bluffing, or at least, he made it sound like he wasn't bluffing. Would Adam actually kill an 8-year-old girl? I want to say no. I want to believe that deep down, the Adam who loves Connor, the Adam who grieved for Ava, would never actually harm a child. But in that moment, on that phone call, I believed he would do it. And more importantly, Matt believed he would do it. The reaction from Matt was everything I ever wanted and more. This smug, arrogant, sadistic psychopath completely shattered. You could hear the panic in his voice. He started screaming. He started begging because for all his big talk, for all his power plays, he loves his daughter. It's the one pure thing in his rotten, miserable life, and Adam just ripped it away from him in the blink of an eye. And then the realization hits Matt. How did Adam find out about the daughter? Nobody knows about her, nobody except Sienna. The moment Matt realizes that Sienna betrayed him, you could practically see the blood drain from his face even through the phone. He screams her name. He knows that Sienna is the only one who could have orchestrated this. Sienna, his right hand, the person who understood him best, just handed his absolute greatest vulnerability over to the most dangerous man in the Newman family. I am so scared for Sienna right now, because if Matt survives this, and let's be real, villains like Matt always have 9 lives, he is going to hunt Sienna down to the ends of the earth. You do not betray a man like Matt Clark, especially not when it comes to his child. Sienna basically just signed her own death warrant to help Adam, and I have to wonder if she realizes the magnitude of what she's done. But let's talk about the ripple effects of this, because this is not just going to stay in Las Vegas. This is going to blow up in everyone's faces. First of all, Chelsea. Chelsea is currently in Las Vegas. She just had that whole tense standoff with Riza, where she boldly claimed that she and Adam don't have any secrets. Oh, Chelsea, honey, you have no idea. How is Chelsea going to react when she finds out that the man she loves, the man she has been defending and trying to keep on the straight and narrow, just kidnapped an 8-year-old girl? Chelsea has done some shady things in her past. She's a former con artist. We know this. But she is also a fiercely protective mother to Connor. When she finds out Adam used a child as a pawn in a deadly game of revenge, it might actually be the final nail in the coffin for Chatham. I mean, How do you come back from that? How do you look at your partner and trust them around your own kid when you know they are capable of doing this? And what about Sharon? Sharon is literally on a plane right now, flying to Las Vegas to save Nick. She is panicking. She is desperate. She is ready to do whatever it takes to help the father of her children. But what happens when she walks into this absolute war zone? Sharon is the ultimate bleeding heart. She is a therapist, for crying out loud. She is going to be horrified that Adam is holding a little girl hostage. I can already see the scene playing out. Sharon screaming at Adam to let the girl go, Adam screaming back that this is the only way to save Nick, and Nick just dying on the floor in the background. It is going to be pure, unadulterated soap opera gold, and I am here for every single second of it. I also have to bring up Victor Newman, because let's be honest, Victor is the architect of all this trauma. Victor has spent Adam's entire life pushing him, testing him, trying to mold him into this ruthless corporate killer. Victor always told Adam that he needed to be willing to do whatever it takes to protect the family. Well, Victor, I hope you're happy. Because your son is currently holding a child hostage to protect the family? Part of me thinks Victor would actually be proud of Adam for this. Victor has done despicable things to protect his own. He locked Jack Abbott in a basement with a doppelganger. He has paid off judges. He has ruined lives. But even Victor usually draws the line at innocent kids. I am dying to see Victor's reaction when he finds out what his namesake has done. Will he condemn Adam, or will he quietly respect the hustle? With Victor, you literally never know. But seriously, can we just take a moment to appreciate how far the writers have pushed the envelope with this storyline? I've been watching since 2015, and I feel like for a long time, the show is playing it safe. We had a lot of boardroom drama, a lot of people arguing over coffee at Crimson Lights, a lot of repetitive relationship triangles, but this Vegas storyline. This feels like classic, old school Young and the Restless. This feels like the kind of high-stakes, life-or-death drama that made us all fall in love with the show in the first place. They are not holding back. They are letting Adam be completely unhinged. They are letting Matt be a terrifying monster. They are putting Nick in genuine, terrifying peril. I mean, Nick is currently overdosing. We cannot forget that amidst all this kidnapping drama, Nick Newman is fighting for his life. Matt pumped him full of fentanyl and cocaine. That is not something you just sleep off. Nick's brain chemistry is being altered right now. Even if Adam saves him, even if Sharon gets him to a hospital in time, Nick is going to have severe trauma from this. Is he going to struggle with addiction now? Is this going to change his personality? Nick has always been the stable one, the guy who builds houses and runs bars and tries to be a good dad. What happens when the golden boy gets dragged into the dirt and forced to face the darkest parts of humanity? I am so invested in Nick's recovery arc, assuming he survives this. And let's go back to Adam's mindset for a second, because I am fascinated by the psychology of what he just did. Adam didn't just kidnap this girl because it was a strategic move. He did it because he wanted Matt to feel powerless. Adam has spent his entire life feeling powerless. He felt powerless when he was growing up without Victor. He felt powerless when he was framed for crimes. He felt powerless when he lost his babies. Adam's entire spider persona was built as a defense mechanism to ensure that nobody could ever make him feel weak again. When Matt locked Adam in that room and told him Nick was dead, Matt stripped Adam of his power. And Adam Newman does not tolerate being made a victim. So he didn't just strike back, he went nuclear. He found the one thing Matt loves and he put a gun to its head. Metaphorically speaking, of course, or maybe literally, who even knows with Adam at this point? I just keep replaying that phone call in my head. The raw, guttural scream from Matt, "You leave her out of this." And Adam just coldly replying, "You brought my family into this. Now yours is paying the price." It is Shakespearean. It is tragic. It is everything I want from daytime television. But I also have to wonder, where does the show go from here? Because you can't just kidnap a kid and then go back to running Newman Media like nothing happened. There are going to be police involved. There are going to be legal consequences, unless, of course, they manage to cover it all up, which happens 90% of the time in Genoa City. But still, the emotional fallout is going to be massive. Will the little girl be traumatized? Will she ever look at her father the same way when she realizes the kind of monsters he associates with? And what about Sienna? I am officially starting a prayer circle for Sienna Bacall. She is a dead woman walking. Matt is going to make it his life's mission to destroy her for this betrayal. I wouldn't be surprised if the writers use this to write Sienna off the canvas in a really dramatic, tragic way. Or maybe she teams up with Adam permanently. How wild would that be? Adam and Sienna, the new dark power couple of Vegas. Chelsea would absolutely lose her mind. Speaking of Chelsea, I am so frustrated with her character lately. She has been so self-righteous, acting like she is the moral authority in Adam's life. But she cheated on Billy with Adam in Baltimore. She broke Sally's heart. She doesn't get to stand on a pedestal and judge Adam when she has her own closet full of skeletons. But I know that when she finds out about this kidnapping, she is going to act like she is Mother Teresa and Adam is the devil incarnate. I am already rolling my eyes at the inevitable lectures she is going to give him. How could you, Adam, think of Connor? Yes, Chelsea, we know. But Adam was trying to save his brother's life. What was he supposed to do? Ask Matt nicely to please stop pumping Nick full of fentanyl. Sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. And in this case, Adam brought a flamethrower to a match lighting contest. I know some people are going to say that Adam went too far. And objectively, yes, kidnapping an 8-year-old is crossing every moral boundary in the book. But within the context of this universe, within the context of what Matt Clark was doing, I kinda get it. I kinda support it. Am I a bad person for rooting for Adam in this moment? Probably. But that is the magic of The Young and the Restless. They make you root for the bad guy. They make you question your own morals. I am just so hyped for next week. I need to see the standoff. I need to see Matt arriving at whatever location Adam is holding the girl. I need to see if Adam actually has it in him to pull the trigger, or if it's all just a massive, terrifying bluff. I need to see Sharon bursting through the doors, and Chelsea realizing the truth, and Nick waking up from his drug-induced coma. There are so many moving parts right now, and the writers are juggling them perfectly. I haven't been this glued to my screen in months. This is why we watch the soaps, people. This is the good stuff. Okay, I need to force myself to stop typing because it is way past my bedtime and my adrenaline is still spiking. But I had to get all of these thoughts out. Let me know what you guys think. Are you Team Adam on this one, or did he finally go too far? Do you think Matt is going to kill Sienna? Do you think Nick is going to survive without permanent damage? I will be reading every single comment, because I need to know I am not the only one losing my mind over this episode. Until next time, keep watching, keep stressing, and I will see you all in the next update.